Snap, what's that you got on?
Yo, these new R.1s by Randy.
I'm in the future with this. I'm stepping on top of the world. These are the new R.1s by Rampage. Order right now. Land to land, sea to sea, state to state. These are official. Don't wait. The R.1s by Rampage. Rated R Empire. Yep.
Hey, get your pair right now by going into the description box and clicking the link at the top line of the description box. Tell them your boy Old God and Sandman from the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast sent you.
That's my start at radio.
Dope. Great start. I heard you mention Loud Records.
Yeah.
Did you ever come across a work with Big Pun? Or was this a different time?
Big Pun came after I left. Rifkind,
Okay.
Listen, man, like this shit's crazy, man. Like I got stories, dog. Rifkind said some of the most racist shit to me ever.
Wow.
And was about to get scraped in that motherfucking office for saying it. And luckily for him, he didn't say it directly to me.
Right.
So at the time, in the 90s, we had a hip hop artist, the first act to be signed to Loud Records for a full album was a rap group out of Pasadena, California called Madcap. Madcap, I'm from Pasadena. I rapped on that album on a track called The Dopest Verse. Me, an LA rapper at the time, people knew him later as LQ, but back then he was known as Laquan. You know, he had a record out in the 90s called Now As the Beat Turns. Me and Laquan became a group, and we rapped on The Dopest Verse, produced by James Broadway on that Madcap album. I'm the third MC on The Dopest Verse rap record. So I'm still tight with Madcap because they from Dina. My homeboy Damon Cole comes out of Madcap and becomes a movie producer. He just produced a movie called Karen, you know.
Yep.
And he produced Baby Mama or with Baby Daddy with Method Man and what's the comedian? My brother from saying Eddie Griffin. Griffin. So he produced that movie with them. So one day I get a call from Damon. Damon is like, yo, man, when is my record release? And I was in one of those meetings and I said, yo, your shit's supposed to come out. Your second album's supposed to come out in March. So he goes back and calls Rifkind and goes, I guess he gave Rifkind some shit about it. Man, why is my album coming out so late? Woo, woo, woo. I don't really know the conversation. But one day I go to work at Loud and I go to lunch, at 12 o'clock normal. And while I'm at lunch, I guess Rifkind hears that I told Damon when his album is coming out. And I'm new to the game. I didn't know you're not supposed to share inner office shit, whatever. So he said something about nigga. He said something, that nigga or some shit. Now the whole office is shook by this, but they don't say nothing. When I come back, I got a message from his assistant that says Steve Rifkind wants to see you. I said, all right, cool. Before I go into the office, one of the sisters in the office goes, he called you a nigga.
Damn.
I said, what?
Wow.
So now this is me at 24. So now I'm like, oh, really? He called me a nigga? Okay, cool. I walk right past his secretary. She's like, wait a minute, he's on. I bust right in. I go, nigga, for the $200 you paying me, that's what I was getting paid, $200 every 2 weeks to be an A&R.
Damn.
I said, for the $200 you paying me, I will throw your ass off this motherfucking balcony. I said, man, you better get this shit right, nigga. I'm not your nigga. You know, I'm not one you could talk to like that. So he started backtracking. And from that moment, he was trying to get me out of Loud. And that's how I got to Maverick. He first tried to set up a meeting with me with Bob Buziak at Relativity Radio or Relativity Records. And I fucked that interview off because I was in New York hanging with my then, I mean, he's still my homeboy. I ain't even tripping like that. He's still my homie. I was hanging with Jazz O.
Okay.
And, you know, Jazz O came to my hotel and what happened was I didn't understand New York life. So I got up late. You know, I'm still on West Coast time. I get to the meeting late. They wanted me to be the A&R. And then Bob Buziak asked me, he was like, yo, what do you think of Bone Thugs and Harmony? And at the time, like I said, I was a backpack rapper and now turned to A&R. So that's what I'm looking for, right? I was trying to sign Razkaz at the time. And, you know, Razkaz took a deal that I offered to him and took it to Priority. And that's how Razkaz gets to Priority, you know, because I was trying to get him off of Patchwork Records. And basically, from that blow up with Rifkind was like, I got to get this motherfucker out of here because he not like the rest of the brothers here. This motherfucker will fight me, you know, especially over some disrespect like that. He will fight me. And he, you know, he got me after the Relativity shit fell through. He set up a meeting with me and Freddie Demand at Maverick Records. And at the time, I didn't even have a car. I walked to Maverick from Loud Records. It was literally around the corner. And I met with Freddie for about 20 minutes. And after that 20-minute meeting, I became the senior VP of Black Music A&R at Maverick Records. So I got an interesting story, bro. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Indeed, man. We appreciate your time. Zoe Williams on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Hey, brother, let us know where they can find you, where they can follow you, man. And we definitely appreciate your time and your wisdom, brother, for sure.
Hey, listen, I broadcast live every day from 7 to 9 p.m. through my YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. The channel is called The Zoe What Show. All one word, The Zoe What Show. I broadcast every day. From there, you download the KBLA Talk 1580 app. Man, that's what I'm doing over there. Of course, I got 3 books. My 2015 release is called The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship. That is the most critically acclaimed book that I have so far. My 2019 book is called The Holographic Relationship. And in that book, that's where I like to think Jada got entanglement from, because that's one of the chapters where I talk about relationship entanglement. And then my latest book came out October 5th of 2021 called The Shrouded Lighthouse, How to Discover the Silver Lining in Any Situation Shift. Dope ass book, man. And I'm working on my 5th book right now. So you guys can support in that way. But I appreciate you brothers for having me on.
We appreciate you. Zoe Williams on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Salute.
Salute.
My brother.
Thank you.